All right, what is going on, YouTube? In the shop today. It's freezing outside. I was checking the comments on the last video where I walked through our trailer, and it seems like there's still a ton of people who don't even realize that I still make YouTube videos or just now finding their way back to the channel, which is great, and I appreciate it. I love seeing comments where, you know, somebody says that they've been watching since, you know, the BMX days or the 1J Coupe or whatever. I think that's super cool, and I appreciate all you guys for sticking around and still tuning in all these years later. You know, we get older and we figure shit out, and things work a little bit easier, like coming back to drifting after that break. Although I know a lot of people kind of also grew up in that time and maybe found their way out of YouTube or out of drifting, but coming back for myself after taking a break and kind of growing up and figuring out life and strategizing how I wanted to run this program if I did come back, I think it really paid off. And so sorry for disappearing for 5 years, but the shop is an absolute mess right now. I'm here by myself today, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little walk around of what I got going on. So let me flip the camera. So first up, we just got a FedEx shipment, and this is a ton of driven oil. This is what LME, Late Model Engines, recommends and wants us to run in our motors this year. So I'm going to do that. They actually help us out with a pretty cool pricing on this too, and I'm excited to give it a try. Over here, underneath all this cardboard, we've got my new hood. So this is a this is a fiberglass hood from Fine Line Tuning with a vent in it. I've always wanted an E46 hood with a vent. Even though I'm gonna have to cut it out for our new intake manifold, I'm still excited. We went ahead and ordered new doors, so those are fiberglass doors, because we're keeping one of our doors right there, and then the other one that's behind those doors, we're actually gonna deliver to Walther, and so they can have it at their offices. New rear bumper, a bunch of Jackson stuff. I'm gonna walk over here and show you guys the progress on this thing. It's been going pretty good, and I haven't filmed much of it, so there's gonna be a lot of talking in this video. But inline handbrake, of course, I would never run anything else. So inline handbrake is plumbed. You don't need a dual caliper. If you haven't already heard that before, don't waste your money. Super heavy battery in the car, not thrilled about that, but it is what this little battery box is made for. I run one in my car. It does offset the driver a little bit, but it's still way too heavy, but it's fine, and they work great, so we're gonna leave it. Up here, motor is in. So if you watched our video from our trip down to LME, this is Jackson's motor. This was a block that I had already and a crank that I had from, you know, our super good year of motors. But I had a block and a crank, and then they went ahead and built it into a 600 crank horsepower monster. This thing's 11.5 to 1 compression, which means that Jackson can still run pump gas. I've had a lot of good success with running 93 and LSs. I know some people swear against it. Now, my new motor that's in my car, I cannot run pump gas because it's almost 14 to 1 compression, but I think this will take care of Jackson, help him keep his costs down a lot. And we've got an AccuSump on this motor since it's still wet sump. Durali sent us some goodies. So we've got a Durali oil filter housing right here. It's in a great location. We've got my old radiator and fan package from my car last year in here. And this thing is getting really close. We're waiting on some wiring from Hartsock Motorsports and some accessory stuff. But all in all, it's coming together really good. Got some shocks in the mail from BC. These are going to be the spares for my car. Very simple yet effective setup. If you guys are interested in doing a true coilover setup on your E46, just call them, tell them you want the same thing that Caleb Quanbeck has, and you'll be set up. I don't recommend true coilover unless you have to. I would always say divorced is better, but with a quick change, you cannot do that. So it is what it is. Some of our spare parts, clutch, some brake lines, spare trunk spring things. And then over here, we've got more Durali stuff. This is a cooler that is on Jackson's car. We've got some plug wires for Jackson's car. Some Red Horse goodies showed up today. So we can finish plumbing, some fire sleeve. And then my project that I have going on currently is tire racks or tire carts. And I'm going to walk you guys into the trailer and explain this. So I mentioned in the last video that I didn't want to, but it was going to be inevitable that I would have to mount tire racks on the walls because with 2 cars, you've got like 30 wheels. So I wanted to come up with a solution to not mount the stuff on the walls. I didn't want to do that. I have found a solution. So this is my solution right here. So these tire carts, you can buy them on Summit, and they come with really good casters, and they're very, very durable. And if you're running like a 255 or a 265 tire, it will hold 10 wheels. So we bought 2 of these, basically 1 cart per car. And we also added a whiteboard in here. One of the most frustrating things at like Grid Lifes is the schedules are pretty crazy and hectic, and you're always checking your phone and like following the schedule on there, and I hate doing that, especially because there's never any service at Grid Life. So we just write the schedule here at the beginning of the weekend, and then you're good to go. Jeez, tight fit. These are actually so sturdy that there's provisions to hook like a tow handle here and tow it behind like a pit cart or a golf cart or something. Yeah, I'm an idiot and I ordered an entire case of power steering fluid. I got trigger happy with the online ordering, but and we got some prototype fuel rails from Red Horse. Jackson's Deechworks injectors. These are 1,000cc injectors. We've got the entire fuel system ran, but we're waiting on some fittings because we thought these were Dash 8 ORB, and they're Dash 6. So we're waiting on some fittings, but it is what it is. Also, down here, if you guys remember maybe a couple videos back, I don't actually know if I showed it, but I made the oil lines for Jackson's motor, and when it comes out of the oil filter housing, the only way to route it to the cooler is basically right next to the radiator, which we know the radiator is going to get hot. We don't want it to heat up our oil lines, so we've got some heat sleeve on there from Red Horse. And it should do a good job to keep it nice and cool. Jackson's got a couple P-clips to make, I just realized that.
Yeah, and for the, actually I don't know if I'll make this. I'll actually probably just zip ties.
Yeah, maybe one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our routing's like 80% of the way there, but everything needs to be kind of tidied up. Under the car is done though, right?
Yeah, it's all good.
So we actually pulled the trans yesterday just to get an extra, there it is right there, that P-clip. Well, it's a rib nut, but there's a P-clip on it to hold the feed line for the fuel. Yeah, trans is in, clutch is in, throwout bearing's in, fuel system's plumbed.
Love the white paint.
Yeah, I told Jackson, don't paint your car white. How are you going to re-hit it, dude? You ain't got time.
I'm going to take the...
Time is of the essence.
The brackets here out and just mask over it.
So, steam port comes out of here, goes under. The dash 4 line runs right up by the injectors. This will kind of be covered up by the injector harness. And then we made a crossover line here to this cylinder head there, and they're done. So steam ports are complete. It's like one little thing per day. Also, this sensor I kind of thought would thread in here further. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I'll have to figure that out. Jackson just took an air hammer to his chassis to make sure this header had clearance, which it was just really close, and he plans on like raising the trans about a 1/4 inch, so we went ahead and just clearance that. We've got a little bit of dash 10 heat sleeve left, which Jackson needs to put on
one of those 3.
Yeah, one of the 3 oil lines that are under there, whichever one's closest to the header. And then off of his brake booster delete, we've got an adjustable bias. If you guys have seen my car, the knob is just right here. I just put it all the way front and leave it. but Jackson wants to have the adjustability in the car. So that's gonna run in here and then go to the dash, which we don't have a dash yet. So if anybody watching has a fiberglass E46 dash,
That won't take 3 months to ship.
yeah, holler at us, please. We need one ASAP. And there's none available anywhere. So, oh yeah, here's the knob right here. So this little guy attaches to this, and it will be on the dash, somewhere here. We thought about putting it.
This sounds good.
I can't click it and hold it, but I thought about putting it here. But the dash will work. What do they call that? ASMR.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Is that one longer?
I might have ordered 2 different sizes. It's very cool. This one looks hella short. Show them that cabinet.
Hang on, guys. All right. Check it out.
Damn.
And the reason there's so much stuff in there is a lot of times you go to an event that's like 3 days long, and depending on how hot our oil gets, which Jackson's going to have more trouble with that than I will, but on a 3-day event you might do 1 oil change. In my car will take almost 4 gallons of oil per oil change.
And sometimes we go like back-to-back events. Like sometimes
Yeah.
we don't even make it home. Like if it's
Don't
like a
even
weekend to
come home.
weekend.
Yeah, go one place and then straight to the other place and want to do an oil change. The other thing is gear oil.
Quick change.
For the quick change, every time you do a gear change, it's about a half a quart, so it's good to have that in there. Brake fluid, power steering fluid,
Lots of that.
and then just quarts of oil. And the other thing is, this just looks nice.
Yeah, it's very OCD pleasing.
Yeah, it's satisfying. And then we have one more shelf up here, which will be all the kind of smaller
Brake fluid.
fluids, brake fluid, WD-40, some of
Most
the,
favorite.
Yeah, my mom's WD-40. We can also show them up here. We got these new tire carts. I think I already talked about that, but basically the idea is to not have to mount tire racks on the walls. I don't want to mount anything on the walls in this trailer.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's fucking nice, yeah. So, we have 2 of these carts. They hold 10 wheels each. And so basically 1 for my car, 1 for Jackson's car. And then in front of, so that's where the second one will be. And then there'll be 1 drum of fuel here. And then the toolbox. So we need 6 feet. And then we need like 355 inches or something for both cars.
Yeah.
And that's the rest of the trailer. So, and then we have all the storage up there, obviously. Storage up here. And then all of our tents and stuff will be strapped to the wall here, just like in the other trailer. Can't polish a turd, dude. I'm filming, dude. I need to check out Jackson's wheels. Just kidding. We're gearing up to go to St. Louis in a couple days, so we need to do an oil change on the truck. And this whole side of the shop is boxes and other random shit. So we're making Jackson's car a roller. This is the first time it's touching the ground since the build. And though it doesn't look very complete, it's just missing some accessories, wiring, and body panels, and it'll be pretty much done. So we're just making it a roller, so tomorrow morning I can pull the truck in and service it, fuel filter, oil change, and actually going to get some new tires on it this week. They are, you can't even, that doesn't do it justice. They're bald. So, got to do that this week. And it'll be cool to see this thing on the ground. Come on. Yeah, our snap on Jack is really shit in the bed.
Does it go down here?
No, go up. There it is. All right, let her down, dude. Thumbnail? Maybe. Thumbnail? Jackson, look at me. Thumbnail? Damn, this shit is low. Look at that, dude. Woo!
Dude, it's low. The rear needs to.
No, the front needs to be raised a little bit.
The rear needs to be lower.
Okay, lower the rear, raise the front.
Yeah. Shit's static.
Yeah, this shit is low. I think it just seems that way because it's been on Jack's hands.
Front's gotta be raised for sure. Yes.
Dude, that's like what mine is.
Really?
Yeah. It's 2.5 inches from the fender.
The rear would definitely be lower.
And everybody calls my car a monster truck.
Dude, this thing's fucking long as shit. I'm not used to this.
It's just because we have only seen it on jack stands for the last fucking 3 months, 4 months. This shit looks hella nice though. Look at that engine bay. Jeez. We don't even know what we're doing. Looks pretty good though.
It's hot.
Nice, dude. So yeah, that's our plan. Today I guess I could show this. I never film us actually working on the car. Do you guys care about the fact that I don't film the actual work? Or, I don't know. But we needed a clutch reservoir for the Master, and we all know on E46s, E36s, there's just not a lot of firewall room. So you get kind of choked up a little bit. Doesn't help that our oil catch can is massive, but yeah, I had to put this somewhere, and we ordered this one, and it's pretty good size. When I say that, I mean it's big. So I couldn't put it here because it would get in the way of our fuel line. So we put it here, and it's still higher than the Master, so it works out. We thought about putting it inside the car. That was an option. Yeah, it's higher than the Master. It's in a good spot, easy to fill, easy to check level, doesn't get in the way of anything. So that's where it went. Couple M6 rib nuts, and yeah, she's locked in. She's locked in. This thing looks better. It's getting better. We cleaned the interior out, touched up a couple spots with Jackson's 99-cent holster white spray paint.
It's $5, I think.
$5 a can?
Yeah.
That's like the same thing though.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
The cheapest shit you can buy.
Yeah. Don't recommend.
No. Don't.
Do not recommend. I do not recommend ever painting the interior of your car white. You see all this overspray and shit? Like, I hate showing you guys that in the video, but once all of Jackson's over fenders are right here.
Yeah, show those. Those are lovely.
Yeah, I'm not going to show the whole thing. Trash, but once those are on and the car is wrapped, you'll never see that. So it'll look pretty good. That's pretty much going to do it for this video. It's a lot of just talking and not a lot of showing. And I know I need to work on that. When we're fucking grinding and we're working, it's hard to let me set up a goddamn time lapse and do a voiceover or whatever. I just don't do that. Call me bad at YouTube, but we're lucky we're getting anything, right?
I mean, I'm happy with where it's at.
No, I'm talking about YouTube. I know you're happy with where your fucking car's at.
I know, but
Car
like,
looks good.
Yeah, YouTube, like, we'll get content whenever we're drifting.
We're doing our best. That's all we can ask.
I feel like people don't care as much about this versus like fucking slamming some doors.
I disagree.
Really?
Being a long-time YouTuber, you guys can attest to this. My drifting content, actual drifting, does worse than in-shop content. And if you ask any other car YouTuber, they will tell you the same thing.
I just want to watch people drive. Like,
Yeah, you do, but most people want to see this shit. They want to know
they want to learn
how did this get in here? We didn't show shit. One day we were like, yep, motor's in.
Literally the day that we dropped it off.
Yeah, I came back with the motor from Texas. That same day it was in the car.
In the car, yeah.
Yeah. Looks good though. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll try to be better at it. Before I hang up here, let me explain what I have to do. I'm going to St. Louis on Thursday, maybe the 20th? What's Thursday? What's the date? Check that calendar. Red Horse.
Next Thursday?
Yeah.
16.
20th? Okay, so Thursday the 20th, I am driving to St. Louis with my wife and my Uncle Mo, and I have a laundry list of things to do. Basically, exactly what we've done to this car, but with my car, the new motor, we're motor plating it, it's got a dry sump tank, all this shit that's got to get plumbed and finished. Car done by February 28th. That's the day that we're going to dyno the car. And then on March 1st, we're going to go to the drift event in St. Louis to test the car. So 1 week to put my entire car back together. It's going to be miserable. Don't expect me to film a bunch, but I might film some. I don't know. I'm going to do my best. That's all we can do. So, all right, now I'm for real hanging up this video. Thanks for watching. You guys are the best. Peace.